Let us pray. Eternal God, this is a very special evening, and we ask that you complete it by remaining with us all along this event. We have come to close in celebration, and even perhaps with some tears, a chapter of learning, growing, and sharing lived by students, teachers, and others working at this school. We pray tonight that in the same way this is a time to say goodbye and move ahead, it will also be a time to recall memories, those significant hours that have taken place during the course of the past years. Allow every graduating young man and woman to take with them the lessons learned in joy or pain as they sought to fulfill their academic tasks. May these lessons remain in their hearts as a well of wisdom and vision as they face new ventures and engage in new endeavors. We pray for every educator that has somehow touched these young lives through their knowledge, their example, and their friendship. Grant them this evening another opportunity to renew their commitment to education and to the art and science of developing leadership and character in others. Let them take with them the learnings received by meeting many of these students that are now ready to enter a new chapter. Let them be assured that their efforts are valued and their planting will bear its fruits. And finally, we pray that this commencement will challenge all of us to support in any way we can our children, and especially our young people, as they assume greater responsibilities in the future. Bless this gathering with your loving presence in all that we say or do. Amen.
Today, we are reflecting on yesterday and tomorrow. We are remembering all the things that we have been through at McCaskey and looking for what tomorrow will bring. Today, we are the 1991 graduating class of J.P. McCaskey High School, and we are here before you tonight in honor of this great accomplishment. For some, this is one of many. This is just one rung on a ladder for those moving on to college for another 2 or 4 years. They may see this as nothing because of their starting the process all over again as freshmen in the fall, but this is a great accomplishment nonetheless. For a great number, though, this achievement presents itself as a personal conquest. I, along with many others, could not see myself on this stage wearing this cap and gown 3 years ago and at numerous times along the way. There were the daily struggles to get to school on time, the lack of confidence and support from relations outside of school, and most of all, the inability to see the point in continuing the fight. Contrary to popular belief, a student's life is not all academics. We have our problems. Problems that many people would not even think about, nor do they want to. I am not referring to the minor boyfriend-girlfriend saga, parents not giving us enough money, or the misunderstandings with friends. There are people before you tonight who have been beaten, homeless, and so remorseful that it was too much of a struggle to face the hardship every day. Nobody understands the pain a person may be going through when their homework does not get done or the attendance is poor, all on a regular basis. It becomes a war after a while. You want to do better, but circumstances or persons around you are putting you down, holding you back. The entire fight is endless and appears pointless until you find a passionate kind of strength. You finally get so angry at all those who have ever said anything to bring you down that you find a consuming power within yourself to continue. I personally got so sick of the pain inflicted onto me emotionally by both myself and people around me that I began to fight every battle put before me. Filled with fury, I had what I needed to prove everyone wrong and to show them that I am something and still can be. Tonight, I have won the war. I am victorious, and this is my personal conquest, just as it is for many before you. McCaskey has brought these adults out of their childhoods, whether they were willing or not. These teachers have listened to our problems, comforted our tears, and offered solutions. Their solutions didn't always work, but 9 times out of 10, the shoulders that we leaned on at least made us feel better. We appreciate your help, both scholastically and personally. But we are leaving you behind now in search of our own lives. When we walk out of here tonight, we will be facing our tomorrow, our future as adults. Ladies and gentlemen, you see before you this nation's future, the proud, athletic, romantic, and scholastic. We all come together tonight to congratulate, say goodbye, and wish the best of luck to one another. Yes, we are sharing the memories, but they are just reflections of the past. We are looking at tomorrow, but dreams can change. However, I am not standing here thinking of yesterday or tomorrow. I am thinking of right now, tonight, and how far away this day seemed 3 years ago. Through all this strife, I feel confident in leaving here tonight. Not just confidence in what I have learned, but also who I am.
Each year when I recognize a class's honor student or students, I feel a tremendous amount of pride in and respect for these students who have earned honor standing, because I know how difficult the challenge being to set and maintain the highest of academic standards, and that is maintaining a straight A average over a 3-year period. It's really, truly an honor for me to be able to be here to recognize students who have dedicated themselves for such an extended period of time, dedicated themselves and have really established a standard of excellence for others to follow. Normally, McCaskey has 1, 2, or 3 honor students. The class of 1979 had 7 honor students. This evening, I'm proud to introduce to you 11 young men and women who have for 3 years maintained, despite being enrolled in an exceptionally rigorous academic programs, this highest of academic standards. So ladies and gentlemen, would you please join with me in recognizing with a high degree of respect the honor students of the class of 1991. Now students, when you come forward, if you would please just wait on stage in front until we have gone through all of you. Thank you. First young man is James Z. Apple. James will be attending Duke University next fall. Allison Elliott Bench. Allison will be in the same vicinity attending Wake Forest University. Laura Eloise Clapp. Laura likewise will be heading south and will be attending the University of Virginia. Robert V. Cross. Rob has selected another part of the country. Rob will be attending the University of Arizona. Greg L. Fulmer. Greg will be attending Franklin and Marshall. Mark J. Gerhardt. Mark will be joining James at Duke University. Lexi Joy Haslam. Lexi perhaps will have the longest journey. She will be attending Stanford University. Benjamin E. Mann. Ben will be going to New England to attend Yale. John L. Mumaw. John's also headed a little bit north. He'll be attending Cornell University. Andrew W. Runkle. Andy will be taking a look at the Golden Dome at Notre Dame. And our final one, Brian Franzodet. Pleased to say that Brian will be attending Rutgers University. Ladies and gentlemen, the honor students of the class of 1991.
Members of the Board of Education, Mr. Ash, Mr. Seifert, faculty, parents, relatives, and friends of the graduating class and the members of the class of 1991. Representing the Rotary Club of Lancaster and a former alumnus of J.P. McCaskey High School, I am happy to have the privilege of presenting the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award. For many years, Dr. Smith was superintendent of the School District of Lancaster, and Dr. Smith was president of the Rotary Club of Lancaster in 1952-53. Over 25 years ago, an anonymous donor contributed a liberal sum of money to help establish the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Memorial Fund. The income from this fund makes possible the yearly Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award to a member of the graduating class of J.P. McCaskey High School. Provisions of the trust state that the recipient of the award shall be selected by the senior class and faculty. It is further stated that the controlling considerations in the selection of the student are to be those qualities of selfless service to the school community and its students which Dr. Smith demonstrated to the civic community and its citizens. These qualities coincide with the ideas of Rotary and the Rotary motto, service above self. Therefore, the award has a twofold purpose. One, to recognize the student outstanding in qualities similar to those demonstrated by Dr. Smith, and two, to help perpetuate Dr. Smith's name as one of Lancaster's distinguished educators. The student selected for this year's award is Ronald Bleacher. Ron, would you come forward, please? Ron, it is an honor for me as a representative of the Rotary Club of Lancaster to present you with the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award for 1991.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to just take a moment and read the award. The certificate of recognition The Harvey A. Smith Award presented the 6th day of June 1991 by the Rotary Club of Lancaster, Pennsylvania to Ronald Bleacher, who in the opinion of his fellow classmates and the faculty of J.P. McCaskey High School best exemplifies selfless service to the school community and its students, high standards of conduct, and pride in being a part of the high school. Along with that, Ronald, I have a check here for $750. Congratulations. Thank you.
The Clarence M. Ebersol Award honors the memory of a man who was a McCaskey Social Studies teacher for many years and later chairman of the department. Upon his death in 1966, Mr. Ebersol's family established this award. In 1986, the award was continued by a generous, anonymous benefactor from within the McCaskey community. The Ebersol Award is presented annually to a graduating senior who has performed outstanding work in social studies and who exemplifies the high standards of character and citizenship which Mr. Ebersol tried to instill in all of his students. Selected by the McCaskey Social Studies faculty, this year's recipient is a member of the National Honor Society and has maintained a 4.0 grade point average. She exhibits excellent comprehension of political, social, and economic affairs, scoring in the top 1% of the nation in the Global Challenge standardized current affairs examination. As managing editor of the school newspaper and a vital figure in 2 successful Youth Day in Government campaigns, she has demonstrated responsibility, organizational skills, and creativity. As president of the American Field Service, a student foreign exchange club with over 600 members, she exhibited outstanding leadership abilities. Poised and confident, personable and unassuming, she is liked and respected by both her peers and her teachers. I am pleased to present the Clarence M. Ebersol Award, consisting of a certificate and a $200 check to an outstanding individual, Lexi Haslam.
When we say someone is running around in circles, we usually mean that he's lost or confused or has too many things to do at one time. The phrase often brings to mind a dog chasing his tail. But this isn't the only way that our lives run in circles. At some point, these confused circles become productive cycles for most of us. It seems that life and the things we accomplish in life are done in cycles. Cycles of waning, weaking, arrival, vision, and finally success. I can remember coming to McCaskey 3 years ago, thinking that it was going to be a lot like junior high. With the self-importance that we gained from that junior high atmosphere, we assumed that we'd reign here as we had in junior high. But we were wrong. Somewhere in that first week, along the crowded halls of McCaskey, we lost that notion for a while. We realized that this was a new cycle, a cycle that was going to be more difficult than our junior high cycle. We had to overcome the stereotypes and preconceptions of others and of McCaskey that we had developed with our friends. We had to adjust to the different backgrounds from other schools and realize what we could gain from McCaskey. We also had to overcome the size, formality, and indifference we would face here at McCaskey if we didn't apply ourselves. But through time, our teachers' guidance, our friends and our own experiences, and our families' urgings, we took chances and involved ourselves in different courses and activities and learned about ourselves. We soon saw what we wanted, a diploma,
and experience to use in future challenges. We gained that experience and learned lessons the text couldn't have begun to explain. We developed our potential here and became conscious, thinking members of society. When we were faced with obstacles such as war and violence in this cycle, we faced them responsibly and learned new ways to cope with our troubles. When we started out, there were over 600 of us, but within 3 years, what was left were those of us who could stand and deliver. There are only 414 of us now, but we are the ones who know what we can do and what we've already accomplished. The others lack the commitment to make it this far. It's a sad fact, but it doesn't change us. We know what we can do, and we will go out and do it. Most of us have developed from immature, unaware teens to mature, intelligent young adults. We have completed a major cycle in our lives, one that will interconnect with all of our future cycles. We are the ones who will conquer tomorrow. We will go into college, enroll in trade schools, enter into the military, or join the job market. Whatever it is we choose to do, we will go out, envision what we want, and eventually succeed in it. Those of you who have come to see us tonight have also completed a major cycle in your lives. Around 18 years ago, you brought us into this world, and you understood the goal of developing us and encouraging us into adulthood. And tonight, you realize that goal. What is here tonight is the determination, support, and knowledge that made this night. We have all in this auditorium completed a cycle in life. I am a part of all that I have met, yet all experience is an arch wherethrough gleams that untraveled world, whose margin fades forever and forever when I move. How dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use, as though to breathe were life. Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote these lines in his poem Ulysses. His words echo this cyclic nature, and the nature of man that calls out for the continued use and development, which results from the use of intelligence and all of our resources, in order to affirm the validity of human life from its first awareness to the finality of the grave. Our determination has given us a diploma so that we may go out and continue this development in life. It's what life and success are all about. If we were to stop here with only this completed and allow ourselves to fade into a world with no success and no challenge, then even our past accomplishments will mean nothing. We graduate as one class now. We came from 4 different backgrounds. We have different goals and visions for the future, but we are all one of McCaskey. We have been cultivated by its richness. McCaskey is no longer a part of our daily lives, but now a part of our character and memory. The lessons we learned from the text have given us the knowledge, but our peers and our teachers have shown us new ways of thinking. Remember our foundation class of 1991. All of our cycles begin here. Everything we've learned and discovered will carry us through our cycles and to our successes the rest of our lives.
In the spring of 1975, a group of McCaskey teachers, believing that recognition of the graduating senior young woman who had distinguished herself in the study of English was long overdue, began deliberations to inaugurate a companion award to the John Pearsall McCaskey Award for Excellence in English. The committee deemed it proper to name the new award in honor of a woman who had herself exemplified and inspired excellence in English as a teacher in the schools of Lancaster for 40 years. The esteem in which Catherine Buckwalter was and is held by her friends, her former colleagues, and her former students is ample evidence that excellence in English be rewarded with recognition and respect to a female member of the graduating senior class. Thus, it gives me great pleasure to present for extraordinary proficiency in the use of the English language and extraordinary understanding of and appreciation of literature, the 16th Annual Catherine M. Buckwalter Award to Jill S. Pike. The John Pearsall McCaskey Award, now in its 31st year, resulted from the merger of two earlier awards, one established in 1926 in honor of Dr. McCaskey's 89th birthday, and the other in 1940 to coincide with the dedication of the new McCaskey High School. The inaugurators of both awards were groups of former students of Dr. McCaskey. Their aims were to perpetuate the influence of Dr. McCaskey on the education of young men of Lancaster, and to encourage among male students of J.P. McCaskey High School a proficiency in the study of American and English literature and language. And so, since 1961, when the two awards were combined, we have honored annually a graduating young man with the John Pearsall McCaskey Award for Excellence in English. It gives me great pleasure to present this prestigious award to Daniel S. Baker.
Good evening. The year was 1978. Jimmy Carter sat in the Oval Office. No one had heard of VCRs or camcorders, and especially not Nintendo. In the movie theaters, people were flocking to see Superman and National Lampoon's Animal House. Minimum wage was $2.30. It was the year that over 1,000 striking farmers held a rally on the Capitol steps of Washington, D.C., and released 73 goats to roam the streets. The year that America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, defeated the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl XII. 1978. The year that the over 400 graduating seniors began their 13-year journey to this stage as the class of 1991. Now, we've all gone through a lot of change since those first days of kindergarten. The males' voices have gone from high to a little lower, and a little lower, and then they hit a little turbulence. But soon enough, they were back on track and slowly but surely headed to the final product. Now, through the years, we've been told the right ways and the wrong ways. We've been told what not to do and who not to do it with. And we've been lectured without end by family, friends, and teachers. But there's one aspect that has contributed to the success of the class of 1991 more than any other. And that, my friends, is right here. We have heart. I recently met a man named Kirk. Kirk dropped out of school at the age of 16. Are you aware that more and more places of employment are requiring a high school diploma of all their employees? I asked him. Wow, he responded. Then I began to tell him of my career plans and how schooling had headed me in the right direction. He seemed impressed. Wow, he exclaimed. Now, just about this time, a very pretty girl walked by. Wow, he bellowed. Now, don't get the wrong idea. Wow is not the only word in Kirk's vocabulary. And sometimes he gets really crazy and says it backwards. Wow. You see, Kirk did not drop out of school because he didn't receive the lectures and encouragement of his teachers. Why, he could have had the best teachers in the world, and it would not have made a difference. What it all boils down to is that Kirk did not have heart. He got in with the wrong crowd and started doing those things he was told not to do. School became a nuisance to Kirk. As the days went by, he grew more and more detached from the school. You only fail when you stop trying, and Kirk stopped trying. Heart comes in many different packages. As you saw earlier this evening, there's nearly a dozen students on this stage who during their 3 years in McCaskey juggled a very intense schedule, including various advanced placement courses, while serving their school in a number of ways, and all the while retaining a perfect 4.0 grade point average. There are the many graduating seniors who use their heart every day when they hit the court, the weight rooms, the track, the diamond. There are the many young talented musicians and actors who put their heart into every rehearsal and consequently every performance. There are the many who head right to the workplace following the 2:49 bell. Why? To help their families, to further their education. Why? Because those people have heart. And each and every one of the 414 students on this stage have used that heart in their academics as well. They're here this evening because, unlike Kirk, they did not stop trying. The journey through 13 years of schooling has not been an easy one. As I'm sure many of you in the audience are aware, the students of today are engulfed in a far more threatening environment than ever before. A study conducted in 1988 profiled this change. It listed the top problems among American school children in 1940 compared to those of 1988. In 1940, the top problems among American school children were, number 1, talking. Number 2, chewing gum. Number 3, making noise. Number 4, running in the halls. Number 5, getting out of line. Number 6, wearing improper clothes. And number 7, not putting paper in the wastebasket. Ooh. In 1988, the top problems among American school children were, number 1, drug abuse. Number 2, alcohol abuse. Number 3, pregnancy. Number 4, suicide. Number 5, rape. Number 6, robbery. And number 7, assault. It took heart, ladies and gentlemen. It took heart to say no to these temptations and yes to school. It took heart to put aside what we thought would be fun for what we knew would be right. And most importantly, it took heart to get to this stage this evening. I am aware of the trials and tribulations that my peers have been through. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I've had my share of hardships. But like the rest of the class of 1991, I have endured and triumphed over all. We did not stop trying. Why? Because we have heart. Thank you.
The Hall of Honor Award was inspired by the outstanding class of 1979. Since then, it has established itself as perhaps our most prestigious award. The award is presented each year by the faculty of J.P. McCaskey High School. Members of the faculty nominate students for consideration, and then a committee of members, after checking very carefully the criteria evaluating the credentials, selects a winner. The criteria that they use to select the Hall of Honor recipient includes scholarship, school service, extracurricular activities, personality, and good citizenship. The 1991 recipients' achievements are very characteristic of that class of 1979 and quite appropriate for this very special class of 1991. Academically gifted in humanities as well as math and science, a talented writer, athlete, always involved in the school, willing to serve the school, willing to serve and help others, a recognized and an accepted leader, someone who is a friend to many and also a support to many, a very positive and respected influence in McCaskey High School over the past 3 years. In addition to receiving a certificate of merit, this year's recipient's portrait will be hung this evening in the main lobby. We'll be there when you leave. Ladies and gentlemen, we at McCaskey really are very, very proud of our 1991 recipient of the Hall of Honor Award. Would you please join me in recognizing this young man with pride and respect, Andrew W. Runkle.
Teachers, staff, parents, friends, honored guests, members of the school board, and most importantly, the class of 1991. In a very short while, you will hear your name called as you step forward to receive your diploma from a member of the school board. This diploma is what you've been working for. This is your reward. This is what Robert Holmes and Victor de Jesus decided that they would work for. Robert and Victor looked beyond themselves and realized their potential as people, as well as students. Your families and your teachers this evening will watch you with thoughts of pride, sadness, joy, and even amazement. But I'm sure one of the proudest people here this evening is Ron Bleacher's grandmother. As your class president, Ron has demonstrated a dedication to his class and to this school that goes beyond the standard duties of a class officer. You have achieved something this evening that many Americans take for granted, a high school diploma. Please don't take something for granted that you've worked so hard to achieve. There may be 414 of you on this stage, but there is really only one of you. Each of you is special and unique in this class, and each of you has added something special to the class of 1991. Shaiki Wilson has demonstrated that he is special. He's a friend to everyone. He's always concerned about others, and he is a true gentleman who exemplifies what life is all about. For some of you, like Alex Rosado and Jackie Holland, your diploma is something you earned by sharing yourself with others. Alex has been a tutor in the Writing Center as well as president of AIM. And Jackie has helped her peers by solving conflicts through mediation. Some of you earned your diplomas while working full-time, like Scott Miller, who will fulfill his lifelong dream now by attending art school. Julie Schweitzer had the same dream, and she too will attend art school. Sometimes the diploma means the most to the person who's had to overcome obstacles in order to achieve it, like Frances Garcia. She is a woman who has worked hard to not only acquire a diploma with her class, but she's also strived to acquire the parenting skills needed to raise her children. This class seems to have an abundance of good, solid citizens, like Sam Segarra, who's a member of the Spanish Honor Society, Chris Brazil, who gave 100% of himself for his teammates, Steve Rogers, who's distinguished himself as an outstanding bicyclist, Mike Mahanis, who's been a community volunteer, and Dan Coho, who is everyone's best friend. These and others like them have added richness to this class that will be long remembered, because this is a special class. I could speak forever about all of your individual accomplishments. However, it's time to turn our focus back to your diploma. Your diploma states that you have satisfactorily fulfilled the requirements for graduation in the prescribed course of this high school, and therefore you will be awarded this diploma. Take it home, treasure it, hang it on your wall, because between those lines it says you are special. As a representative of the Board of Directors, I want to congratulate each of you and tell you that we are looking forward to living and working in this community with you.
We're getting to the point now where we will be recognizing the students. Before we do get there, however, I think it's very appropriate if we can take a moment to recognize the people who have been working with them for 3 years, the faculty of McCaskey High School. I think we're very fortunate in Lancaster to have such an experienced, unquestionably competent, and also very importantly, a very caring faculty. As proud as they are of the students who are graduating this evening, the students that they have worked with for 3 years, we should be as proud of them. I'd ask if they would please stand and be recognized. Faculty. Edgar Lee Masters, in one of his poems, compares himself to a ship at rest in the harbor, picturing no particular destination, but only occurrences that characterized his life. Love was offered him, and he shrank from its disillusionments. Sorrow knocked at his door, but he was afraid. Ambition called to him, but he dreaded the chances. Yet all the while he hungered for meaning in his life. What he was doing, he was picturing himself as a boat longing for the sea, but incapable of sailing. His life consisted not of any journeys, only of vague desires never fulfilled. Can you envision yourself being at a time in life where you could set sail and do as Masters could not do, lift the sail and catch the winds of destiny? To do that, you first must determine if you can leave the security of home, leave the security of school and of your friends. Expose yourself to the unknown. This is a time for you, a time for decision and indecision, risk or comfort, letting go, holding on. Some people never risk a journey, choose never to change. They spend their days in tedious sameness. It's time for you to set sail and to do it boldly, and you are ready to do that. Being ready to do that is both believing in your own potential and also having a dream to pursue. The years that you have spent here at McCaskey were years in which you either consciously or subconsciously shaped a dream. Perhaps it started as a daydream in someone's class, but you did shape a dream in your last 3 years. We and your classmates have given you the knowledge of the world around you, and I believe the foundation of your unique vision of the future, which consists of and is founded upon a better understanding of yourself. If you have heard and experienced and learned enough of what we and your friends and your family have offered, you are aware of what holds the most meaning for your future. Now you must believe in yourself. In a sense, you have to haul up the anchor. Let go of your supports and comforts, not being indecisive because of the security of the past or of what is known. You cannot reach any destination without first beginning the journey. You must, as Henry David Thoreau suggested, advance carefully or confidently in the direction of your dreams, not letting life happen to you. Advance confidently in the direction of your dreams, not letting life happen to you. Believe it or not, the strength and the energy that it takes you to choose, to make a decision, to take a chance, will not weaken you, but will instead generate within you greater strength and even greater energy. So, choose. Lift the sails and catch the winds of destiny, and may you live every day of your lives. Mr. Ash? Mr. Ash, by unanimous vote of the faculty of John Pearsall McCaskey High School, the 414 members of the senior class are recommended to become the 57th class to be graduated in the proud 53 years of the school. With great admiration and a deep affection, I present to you Mr. Ash, the class of 1991.
School board, staff, students, parents, and honored guests. First, let me say it has been a privilege and a distinct pleasure to serve as acting superintendent for the School District of Lancaster. I came to the school district 3 years ago, about the same time this class came to McCaskey. And after being here for only 3 years, I am already Lancaster proud. And you should be too. We have some of the most outstanding staff and students in the state of Pennsylvania. And I include in that statement the class of 1991. This class can be described by the following words: courage, determination, creativity, caring, scholarly, and responsible. The significance of some of these words will be evident during the presentation of the diplomas tonight. The class of 1991 has a long list of outstanding achievements to their credit. They have excelled in academics, music, sports, the arts, and other areas. Too many to list for you tonight. This class can be proud to graduate from Lancaster, proud to graduate from McCaskey, and proud of their achievements. But even if these students have not received an award or excelled in a particular endeavor, they're all winners tonight, for they will receive a high school diploma. In today's society, with all the problems and pressures, receiving a diploma can be an enormous achievement for some students, and they too should be proud. To the parents, we say thank you for your support, your love, and your gift of these students. You can be very proud. Could we have an applause for the parents tonight? Class of 1991, you are now going to enter a new stage in your life. You have to make decisions, and more choices than you have ever made before. And like all of us, you will be looking for success. But how do we measure success? Money, houses, cars, status? I would submit to you that true success can also be measured by having a happy and contented life, the number of true friends you have, the value of your contribution to society, respect for yourself because you have dignity, integrity, and honesty. Congratulations to the class of 1991 upon your graduation, and we wish you true success.
The marshals will now present the class according to previous instructions. Assisting the board in the presentation of the diplomas this evening will be members of the McCaskey administration: Ronald Rill, Casey Jones, Gene Leda, Phil Bomberg. Halasak. Dawn Marie Ebersol. Deborah V. Guzman. Navi Sen. Tammy M. Wilson. Marcy A. Hoyt. Tina Poe. Georgia A. Pilatos. Lori A. Rosser. Cindy Janet Delgado. Susan E. Kohler. Elizabeth Ruiz. Jennifer E. Hafner. Maritza de Jesus. Carmine Pabon. Latifa. Sandra M. Mapp. Marilyn Rodriguez. Tara Lee Kelly. Brenda L. Butler. Francis Garcia. Ana E. De Jesus. Monica Franco. Evelyn Flores Rodriguez. Stephanie Thomas Cole. Lori A. Bear. Miriam N. Ortega. Elizabeth Bryant Bull. Maria Elena Morales. Elizabeth Frontanez. Pamela A. Postaway. Christine M. Skredinsky. Charlene M. Marie King. Liz Zenaida Diaz. Hong Tan Pham. Miriam J. Melendez. Hein T. Taudo. Alma E. De Jesus. Rosita Cruz. Elisha Z. Michael. Victoria Lynn Bryson. Anita Cruz. Rehaina S. Shanadine. Selena Bermudez. Tammy L. Charles. Luz A. Albino. Khadijah Adams. T. Fung Wan Nguyen. Yara L. Hatfield. Connie Lynn Sholkoff. Monica L. Ferguson. Melissa L. Perkins. Susan May Book. Lisa Marie Ramos. Gillette L. Brady. Eloise T. Gillespie. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you our first exchange student of this evening, Frederica Accorsi. Frederica this year, I'll get there. By American Field Service, she comes to us from Italy. She spent the year with the host parents, Mr. and Mrs. Paul Serbat. Incidentally, we do present to each of our exchange students an American flag which has flown over the nation's capital, and also a copy of the text Lancaster's Heritage. And now Martha Rodriguez. Will Marie Acosta. Diana M. Carter. Amy M. Weaver. Deborah F. Wilsker. Tina Marie Lindemann. Melanie L. Kramer. Lexi Joy Haslam. Elena Lashin Lilly. Anita Lynn Parham. Zoraida Bonilla. Carmen Lynn Speller. Melinda Jo Stewart. Adrian N. Sheard. Marisol Gill. Caprice Lynette Speller. Tui Trong Tin Nguyen. Isri Serrano. Class Treasurer Robert Vaughn Cross. Layden Y. Johnson. Catherine E. Kepner. Jane Marrero. Dilma E. Mercado. Maribel Morales. Rebecca Rivera. Rosalind Denise Nesmith. Joan M. Rosato. Rachel Catherine Teresa Walls. Tween Nguyen. Tara J. Wilson. Tara L. Dorsey. Laura Eloise Clapp. Gloria A. Rodriguez. Tammy L. Stimmel. Erilyn Batiste. Omira Colon. Linda Marie Wallace. Yvette Marie Walter. Trina A. Brown. Salinas Guerrero. John L. Mumal. Nancy M. Lefevre. Lydia Beth Eshelman. Candy Coble. Sarah M. Rao. Heather R. Rodriguez. Lucetta Santos. Julie E. Reed. Heidi L. Faber. Jeanette M. Martin. Thuy Hong Nguyen. Tina Marie Strover. Brenda Evelise de Jesus. Carol A. Hoskins. Margie Rivera. Ada Caban. Martha A. Zimmerman. Tiffany Lynn Reen. Marie A. Kane. Jennifer K. Rooney. Tanya M. Fresbury. Michelle E. Rooney. Lucinda E. Gilmore. Margaret Elizabeth Weston. Jennifer L. Hiroko. Linda McGeechee. Diana Faye Gillis. Mildred Perales. Lori A. Pearson. Sandra Grantham. Sylvia E. Garcia. Andy Grillo. Madeline Gonzalez. Angela L. Henderson. Michelle L. Mumal. Win Tu Tran. Leah Teresa Wilt. Andrea Roth. Angelica T. Dennison. Argelis Torres. Tiffany L. Boynes. Daniela A. Whistler. Lori Beth Satek. Elizabeth A. Pulaski. Stacy M. Pfizer. Nikki Bethia. Kevin P. Lines. Christina Hirschman. Sabrina B. Johnson. April A. McGee. Yvonne D. Hutchinson. Leslie Ann Mukavich. Coming up. Monica Lynn Hoffman. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce to you our second exchange student, Anne-Marie Foss. Anne-Marie is from Norway, and she was with the ASSE exchange program. She was the guest of Dr. and Mrs. Robert Matthews. Melissa Ann Weiler. Sarah J. Robleto. Shannon M. Coombs. Tony L. Alvarez. Bradley G. Longer. Craig R. Lynch. James L. Stewart. Michael W. Whitaker. Charles J. Valentine. William Bernard Benowitz III. Joe E. Lawhorn. Jody M. Williams. Shaiki N. Wilson. Brandon L. Ekman. Malcolm Ordain. Shannon M. Ream. Betty J. Zucker. Excuse me. Brett. Sorry, Brett. Brian A. Stouffer. Rudolph F. Zeidrich. Mark A. Russell. Edward Charles Lucas. James R. Sarbaugh. George Michael Sudam Jr. Hillary R. Buck. Tyrone J. McNeil. David H. Frakes. Calvin D. Hinton. Scott E. Miller II. Ronnie Lee Johnson. Thomas H. Lauber. Calvin A. Whitehead. James H. Hinton. Kevin Myers. Daniel Rivera. Peter Everett Provo. Ladies and gentlemen, the third of our four exchange students, Vladimir Chuk. Vladimir is from Yugoslavia. Vladimir was the guest of Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Mann, and Vladimir also will be representing all of the exchange students this evening and will be addressing you. Vladimir?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm representing a group of students that would like to use this opportunity to say goodbye to their new friends and families. I'm representing Ulrika Emma Scherer from Sweden, Anne-Marie Foss from Norway, Anna Kaczmarczuk from Soviet Union, Federica Corsi from Italy, Esther Lorenz from Germany, and Paula Arlotta from Brazil. They came here to gain new experience and to learn from you. Some of you present here made a big sacrifice to help to these young people to reach their goals. You were their substitute moms, dads, chauffeurs, nurses, critics, wardrobe advisors, and matchmaker. After all this that we have been through, there is a question in my mind, how to say goodbye to people like that. How to say goodbye to the Matthews, Serbecks, Bombergers, Lorenz, Mans, Leymans, and the Mellingers. How to say goodbye to friends who helped us to feel like at home, who drove us to the parties, and who taught us the best swearing English words that we couldn't find in our dictionaries. I believe that I'm the most happy exchange student in the world, and for each of us who feel the same, it's very hard to choose the last words to express our thankfulness and love toward those people. Anne-Marie Foss from Norway once says, "It was the happiest year of my life." Knowing how generous people can be, Barbara and Dr. Matthews she lives with, it's not hard to figure out why she feels in that way. And any of us could say the same thing because we were surrounded with people who deserve more than thank you with the last farewell. I was wondering how to express what I feel toward Mans, Coach Horn, Coach Masick, Mr. Frederick, Mr. Obel, and all these people who care about me all year. It's nice to be 6'11" tall exchange student in the country where basketball is a big deal. Your face is always in the newspapers and TV. You get more attention walking through the school hallway than any of the speakers today, and everybody wants to meet you just because you're 6'11". But when time of big decisions and problems come, you need something more. You need a host family that understand your problems and needs. You need a host family like Mans. You need people like Mr. Horn, Mr. Masick, Mr. Obel. And I'm glad that each of McCaskey exchange students was surrounded with people similar to them. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Jeffrey A. Holmes. Felix Flores. Jose Enrique de la Torre. Kyle C. Sorensen. Robert E. Barakowitz. Daniel D. Segura. Stephen J. Kleckner. Keith Andrew Elson. Class Secretary Allison Elliott Bench. Benjamin E. Mann. John P. Koffel. Samuel Segura. Jose Arnaldo Sepulveda. Kyle Adam Plessinger. Greg L. Fulmer. Richard J. Becker. Sean P. Hatfield. Christopher M. Kurtz. Angel L. Saldana. William Harry Tweed, Jr. Tuck Wee. Robert S. Byrd. Shrey Shea. Brian S. Crawford. Wesley E. Days. Joshua Waltz. Marianne Lay. Scott Allen Wise. Curtis Lee Wagner. Sas Long. Damian M. Rios. Pedro J. Torres, Jr. Wee Cave Wee. Pleck Hall. James C. Diller. Jeffrey G. Bowers. Samuel Martinez. Brian Franz Odette. Ricardo Rivera. Alvin Santiago. Donald Stephen Markley, Jr. Gerald T. Martin. Mark Medora. Michael Dimitri Manahas. Matthew Allen Stipe. Michael Conrad. Jorge Diaz. Timothy Anderson. Brian Eugene Martin. Victor A. De Jesus. Michael William Carl. Daniel Saw Baker. Herbert L. Maxwell, Jr. Joseph G. Nicholas, Jr. Michael K. Evanson. Derek C. Hammond. Colin R. Morse, Jr. Jose A. Mercado. Ryan R. Schlinkman. Miguel A. Torres. Akeem A. Babel. Kevin Michael Wiggins. Matthew H. Klein. Philip E. Fink. Willie E. Thetford. Greg E. Bechtel. Brian M. Schmalhofer. Michael E. Fisher. Jeffrey N. Eckert. Shad L. Bunteman. Leonard L. Gantz. Gregory D. Oster, Jr. Frederick N. Schroeder. James Z. Apple. Lakeisha Marie Bear. Veronica L. Boynes. Stacy L. Eversole. Miley Trun. Jennifer L. Alt. Melissa A. Klein. Trinda Sue Yingst. Lillian Lima. Angelina M. Martinez. Ann I. Solitis. Cynthia Lynn Perry. Andrew W. Runkle. Quen T. Tien. Matthew A. Kaufman. Kevin L. Morrow. Andrew John Harlem. Harold Leroy Boynes, Jr. Darrell H. L. Holmes. Wayne Dixon. Robert E. Johnston. Mark C. Hope. Heather L. Ford. Rhonda Lee Groff. Teresa Danielle Potts. Olga and De Jesus. Myra E. Rodriguez. Eve M. Gockenauer. Mary Marrero. Stephanie A. Hughes. Mariela Pinero. Janine E. Betts. Kendra Fry. Stephen M. Rogers. George Lee Brown. Paul E. Shelton II. Shad E. Neese. Miguel A. Ortiz. Stephen A. Gockley. Eric J. Englund. Luis A. De Jesus. Michael L. Rome Jr. Jesse W. Fluke. Michael P. Maury. Donna L. Perkins. Sherry A. Hutzel. Jacqueline M. Holland. Christina M. Herr. Jean M. Barton. Dixie Elaine Spang. Julianne Schweitzer. Denise Cepeda. Selena Lydia Garcia. Eva Piashwa. Shannon Idaya Stapler. Robert Andrew Place. Robert A. Austin. Matthew L. Denlinger. Christopher P. Larson. Timothy D. Rainier. Lee H. Nutt. Sean J. Donahue. Scott A. Ashba. Class Vice President Carl Gabron Brown. Eric R. Slick. Daniel A. Mendoza. Jennifer E. Jenkins. Michelle Lynn Neary. Lori Renee Deck. Jennifer L. Marlin. Ladies and gentlemen, our fourth exchange student from Germany, Esther C. Lorenz. Esther was hosted this year by Mr. and Mrs. Arnold Lorenz. April Joy Wattel. Michelle Lynn Wong. Tara Julene Tobias. Sharon L. Warren. Kathy A. Dan. Daniel W. Coho. Andrew Leanadakis. Stephen R. Albright. Andres Perez. Stephen Figueroa. James Darrell Hartman. Christopher A. W. Brazil. John James Zimmerman. Daniel A. Quinn. Ross A. Deck Jr. Roy Allen Yoder Jr. Donna V. Gervasilis. Nosa Iris Luciano. Angela A. High. Amy Jo Herr. Daniela M. Hambright. Emily Rebecca Svenko. Crystal L. Griffith. Elizabeth Lauren Hubert. Heidi L. Turpak. Randolph William Fry. Paul N. Mildenberg. Sean A. Burgess. Kenneth Sarita. Luis David Torrance.
Thomas T. Bigler. Rashan Bahita. Salvador Lopez. Adrian Switzer. Donald R. Hartley. Jill Susan Pike. Kelly Leah Williams. Millie E. Young. Lori M. Brackbill. Catherine R. Cavanaugh. Katrina L. Rice. Jessica Lynn Hutchinson. Sharon M. Rogers. Lauren M. Adams. Alicia Montano. Brian T. Erb. Thomas M. Brubaker. Brian M. Pugh. Robert L. Holmes. A. Jonathan Miller. Jason A. McKay. James A. Brown. Brian Thomas Bowman. Richard W. McVeigh. Aaron T. Martin. Class historian Nancy A. Huang. Mark J. Gerhardt. Trinessa Michelle Lindsay. Dawn Marie Wise. Kimberly A. Dunn. Charles G. Lewick II. President of the class of 1991, Ronald E. Bleacher.
Members of the class of 1991, by the power vested in me as President of the Board of School Directors, and on behalf of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby declare you graduates of the class of 1991 of the John Pearsall McCaskey High School, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Today truly is a reflection of yesterday and tomorrow, as our class motto suggests. It is the culmination of 3 grueling years of hard work and determination, which began on September 8th, 1988. Standing before you tonight, I can honestly state, and my fellow classmates would concur, that time seems to have passed by very rapidly. I call your attention to Sophomore Orientation Day, the day devoted exclusively to incoming 10th grade students, one which allowed an opportunity to become familiar with McCaskey. Well, after the initial shock wore off, things progressed at a fair pace. But lo and behold, the next day, we were subjected to ridicule from upperclassmen who longed for the chance to misdirect these young victims, perhaps lead them to the dreaded lost wing or even restrooms of the opposite sex. Soon came the pep assemblies and a sudden onslaught of the chant, "Go home, sophomores, go home," which was led in unison by cruel juniors and seniors who also suffered the same fate. We tolerated an introduction to the IMC slide presentation and the agonizing study skills class. But gradually, the class became accustomed to the school's inner workings and our experiences became less painful. Last year, I began my first term as class president. At this time, we were just beginning to realize the symbolic value of unity and the importance of working towards a common goal, the senior prom. Through several candy sales, the homecoming dance, and 2 installments of Jello wrestling, we satisfied monetary requirements. But more importantly, we proved that united we stand, divided we fall, and we stood proud. Obviously, the class of 1991 will always be remembered for its originality and diversity and the innumerable accomplishments both academically and athletically. These feats shall be well documented in McCaskey history. Now, though, the time has come to pass the legacy down to another class and move on to other pursuits. Addressing the class for the last time, let me thank you for contributing to our overall success and offer best wishes for the future. To my fellow class officers, Nancy Huang, Rob Cross, Allison Bench, and Kyle Brown, I thank you for tolerating my unique fundraising perspective, and rest assured, I am planning for our reunion at this time. We have all wondered at some point what this day would bring, and now that it is almost a mere memory, let us savor these last moments together and bask in the glory of our accomplishments. Dustin, I hold in my hand the customary torch, which is passed to the next graduating class. As you have witnessed, the class of 1991 has maintained the tradition of excellence upheld by previous classes. I present it to you with the utmost of confidence and blessings from my class. May you keep the fire burning.
Thank you, Ron. On behalf of the class of 92, I accept this torch and along with it, all responsibilities and duties associated with this symbol. I promise to uphold the level of excellence displayed by the outstanding class of 91. They have set an example in all the areas of academics, athletics, extracurricular, and community service. We, the class of 92, will strive to continue this tradition and achieve goals of similar heights. To the class of 91, we wish you happiness and good fortune in all of your endeavors. Thank you.
Let us pray. Lord, it has been a very special evening tonight. It's been an evening that's been filled with joy, and yes, also some tears. Lord, we acknowledge you tonight as the source of all wisdom and the author of all truth, who has created our minds to think your ways and our bodies to live your ways. Father, I just pray that you might bless these young people and that you might give them great success. I pray that they would dare to do great and mighty things and make a very positive impact in our world today. Lord, I just pray that they would be willing to learn those things worth knowing. They'd be willing to love those things worth loving and to do those things worth doing. To please you, the divine great giver, to whom we must all give an account. Now, O Father, may the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen.